This summer, I've made $17,643.72 off of just flipping computers.
The actual profit was $5,214.76, but we're not going to talk about that.
And to be honest, I'm just a regular 18-year-old. I go to work, I go to school, I hang out with my boys, play ball, I run errands, you know, just regular stuff. But I also have this PC business on the side that's keeping me busy. So let's go ahead, let's talk about it. Let me show you how you can kind of replicate your own type of thing and overall just document the whole entire process. So let's do it. So this video isn't scripted in any way, but I do have a little list on my phone of topics that I wanted to touch on, and they go as follows. How to get started with PC flipping and what actually is it? What type of flips are there? I'm going to take you through every single PC flip that actually got me to $17,000 in revenue. I'm going to show you how I find some deals, how I build my PCs, how I sell them, and then I'm going to give you my closing thoughts. So let's go.
So now if you're new here, you're probably not familiar, but what actually is PC flipping? So PC flipping, if I had to give it a definition, would be the act of actually purchasing a computer or putting together a computer in the hopes of actually reselling it for a profit. Now, generally, we do gaming computers. You can do standard office computers, workstations, stuff like that, but like, you ain't gonna make as much money, bruh. And if you wanna get into it, it's relatively simple. There's a couple different types of PC flips that you can do, but the whole entire premise is go ahead, build that computer or purchase it and, you know, clean it up, make it look nice for photos, and then go ahead and list it up on your platform of choice to resell it. Now, your platform of choice could be Java, it could be local classified such as Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist, whatever. It's up to you. But that's kind of the basics of what PC flipping actually is. Now, let's go ahead and get into the types of PC flips that you can do.
All right, so boom. What type of PC flips are there? In my opinion, there are 3 different classifications. If you guys disagree, go ahead in the comments, call me an idiot, whatever. Number 1, there's commissions. Number 2, we have our ground up PC flip. Number 3, we have something like a pre-built that you're gonna be flipping. Now, as far as these 3 options, number 1, commission, it's pretty simple. If you think of, I guess, like any type of commission work in general, right? Obviously, you're doing a service and you're getting paid accordingly for that service, right? So a commission PC flip is gonna be pretty much the exact same thing. A buyer comes to you asking, hey, I want such and such PC in this case, and I want it to be able to run these games, and this is my budget. So obviously your job as the PC builder is to go ahead and be like, all right, cool, make them a list, fit it within their budget, and then make recommendations and changes accordingly. Then next up, for ground up flips. So when I say ground up, I mean building essentially from the ground up, right? You're gonna be buying every single part. You're gonna be sourcing it by like deal hunting, Facebook Marketplace, whatever the case may be. And you're gonna be essentially just building the PC and listing it up for sale. Now with the PC that you're doing from the ground up, you're gonna be wanting to focus primarily on getting the best deals that you can, which obviously you should do all the time, but it's kind of more pertinent. It's kind of more important here than anywhere else. Now there are 3 things that are really important with getting a ground up flip right. Number 1, the aesthetic. Number 2, the performance. Obviously making sure that you're getting a pretty decently matched combo. And then number 3, your build cost as well as your pricing. If your build cost is too high, you're not gonna make enough profit. If your pricing is too high, you're not gonna be the primary option for a majority of people, which is not good because obviously we wanna actually sell these computers. We don't wanna be just having them, you know, stay listed, having them just sit on Facebook Marketplace for weeks on end. I'm not gonna go too deep into like a ground up PC flip. I've done so many videos on those, so if you have any questions, let me know in the Discord down below in the comments, or just go through our channel and you'll see so many different options, so many different flips that I've done. So we're not gonna beat that dead horse today, but that's pretty much the basics of what a ground up PC flip is, in my opinion. And yes, I just created that term, ground up, sound like beef. And then for our pre-built flips. Now, pre-built flips is basically the exact same thing, except for the fact that you're buying a pre-built. Instead of buying all the parts from scratch, you're gonna be buying a pre-built and doing maybe 1 or 2 different things to it so that way you can get it ready for sale. So for example, this build right here, I went ahead, added a new cooler, added, you know, a new case, and then that was essentially it. I got it for a stupid low price, and then I went ahead and immediately turned around and sold it for essentially double, which yes, that's like best case scenario of a pre-built flip. As far as sourcing these, you can go to things like eBay, you can go to Craigslist, you can go to Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist have been, in my opinion, like the best ways, as well as OfferUp from time to time, but OfferUp's kind of ass these days. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. So all these freaking, look at these aviation, bro. But yeah, no, OfferUp is kind of buns these days, but you know, from time to time you might be able to get a steal. I ain't gonna lie. So just exhaust all your options. You know what I mean? Like try everything, bro. If you don't try everything, you don't got love for the game. I'm gonna keep it a buck. All right, so as far as the PCs that I actually sold, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna run through every single one. I'll pop them up on the screen towards the end of this, but bro, if I ran through every single one, it'll probably take us like 50 years. So I'm gonna get into the juicy numbers that you guys actually care about and then show you what the typical TML PC's experience would look like. So let's do it. I'm gonna be reading from my phone. I have everything right here for you guys to see. So let's do it. As far as the amount of PCs that I've sold, or the amount of items I've sold in total from May to July has been 26 items. Now, 22 of those were computers, 4 of them were like different like Micro Center parts runs, and just GPU stuff like that. So let's go run through everything. I'm not gonna run through the computer parts because that's something completely different. That is something that I have been able to capitalize on, like having Micro Center, being able to buy different deals for people has been extremely nice. So I have gone ahead and used those to kind of make a little bit of extra profit on the side. This video is more so focused on the computers themselves. So put that out of the way. The amount of computers that I've sold in total has been 22. My average profit on these computers has been 38.9%. The average amount of like actual profit has been $200.57. The average sale price has been $679.45. And my average sale time is around 8.98 days. So basically 9 days. The most profit that I've made on one of these computers between like in these last 3 months has been $393.41, and that was on the Ryzen 7 5800 XT and 4070 build. That one I did do a complete video on, so I'll go ahead, I'll link it in the cards if you guys want to watch that completely separate. That was the PC that I bought on eBay. Basically went ahead, added like a new cooler, added a new case, some cable extensions, things like that. Now I went ahead, resold it. Now the least profit on this list was a build that you guys didn't see. I don't think I put that into any videos or anything like that. That one had a Ryzen 5 5500 and an RTX 2060 Super. That build made me $97.49. Now, typically I try to keep my profit around $150, $200. That one we kind of dropped the ball, I'm not gonna lie, because bro, it just did not go to plan. That PC, I wanted to look kind of like how I want my staple builds to look. So I went ahead, put it together. I had to get an Aqua 3. And so I was like, all right, cool. Let me save a little bit of money. I found one on Facebook Marketplace, and the guy's son did not include like the fan hub or anything like that. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me just go get some new, get some new fans, call it a day. And then I went ahead, got the PC built up, ran fine, booted the BIOS, everything like that. I went to go install Windows, and I was having a little bit of a motherboard issue, you know what I mean? Yo, shout out AliExpress, you know, Wananji, shouts to you, bro. But yeah, I was trying to install Windows, it just would not work at all. I tried updating the BIOS, I tried different CPUs, stuff like that, all to no avail. So I just went to Micro Center, grabbed an A520 the next day, coughed up like 65 bucks or whatever it was. So it wasn't too big of an issue, but again, stuff like that just kind of rises the price more than you would want it to be. So the amount of PCs that I sold with an Intel processor, all of these actually happen to be i7s. I sold 4 PCs with i7s, and then every other PC had some sort of Ryzen CPU. So the total number is 18. So that's pretty much a majority Ryzen. Now, as far as Radeon GPUs and NVIDIA GeForce GPUs, it's actually the same ratio, but it's flipped. So I sold 4 Radeon computers. I think it was a 9060 XT, 6600 XT, 6700 XT, and then a 5700. Now, as far as my GeForce computers, I sold 18 of those. Majority had RTX graphics. Some of them I think had like a 1080 and like some 1660s thrown in there, but majority were RTX gaming computers. So going off of these numbers, typical PC is going to cost me about $480, and then I'm going to be able to resell it for about $680. So pretty solid profit margin there. So with all those numbers in mind, my typical PC would probably look like, we would be looking at a $480 budget, and with that I would probably try to look at doing something like a Ryzen 5 5500, and for my GPU I would probably look at the RTX 4060 or maybe a 3060 Ti, something that will sell in and around that budget. That's your typical TML PC, and those are all the PCs that I sold in order to get to this point where I sold basically $18,000. And I've actually sold 2 more computers during the filming of this video. I'm not going to include them, but that's another 2,400 right there. So I'm basically at 20K. But yeah, if you want to see the exact PCs, I will go ahead and pop them up on screen now. They're all on my Java page. So if you want to go and actually see even more in depth, then you can go to my Java page. I'll link it down below. And yeah, hey, but somebody said I need to work out, so I had to tee up. I ain't even gonna lie. Anyways, deals.
Deal hunting.
Now, deal hunting, honestly, there's a couple different ways that you can go about it. For me, primary places that I buy deals, local classifieds, so things like, you know, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist, stuff like that. And then online, mainly eBay, on very occasionally Java, as well as like sometimes there's some good deals on Amazon, Newegg, Reddit, r/hardware swap. So yeah, those are like my primary ways of getting deals. Now, right now, I'm actually about to head out so that way I can go get a Facebook Marketplace deal. As far as knowing how to negotiate and actually find out whether or not a part is a good price, in my opinion, a lot of that comes down to experience. So probably the best rule of thumb, in my opinion, would be, at least, especially like locally, stuff like that, just looking at eBay prices, just sorting by sold and completed listings, and then going off of those prices, seeing, like, obviously based off the latest ones, and try to aim to pay around 20% under what like the average market value is. That's kind of my rule of thumb. I know obviously, like, ideally you want to pay less than that, but you know, that's just a pretty easy rule of thumb that you guys should be able to follow. So yeah, another big thing, Micro Center. If you have a Micro Center nearby, always be checking the open box deals. I've gotten so many crazy ones, bro. I bought a 5070 for $450. I bought a 9070 XT for $512. Just like countless amounts of good deals at Micro Center open box, at least for me. So be sure to always be checking that. So yeah, let's go ahead, go grab that deal. I'm burning up right now because I turned off the AC, so that way you guys can get some decent audio. Let's go ahead, let's head out. All right, boys and girls, just like that, RX 470 has been purchased for a whole whopping $15. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it, but it was $15, so I was like, I bet, you know, like I can find a use for it. It's cheap, decent enough, especially like if we're talking for like lighter titles, esports games, stuff like that. $15, bro, and it's a Strix model. You really can't go too wrong with it. You know what I mean? I'm probably gonna put it on my personal PC for a little bit. You know, just mess around with it. But yeah, $15 collected, cash, we're good to go. He sent like a video of it working, so not really too tripping. I'm not really too worried. And then in any case, bro, it's still $15. So at least most people are not gonna scam for $15, but some do, some will. So yeah, that's deal hunting in a nutshell. Like, I know I kind of skipped on a lot of parts, but these are literally just the basics of what you need to know, where you should buy from, how you should make sure that your pricing is good as well. Another thing, if you want to make sure that your pricing is good, you can hop in either like our Discord server, or just literally like most majority of PC or tech servers will have like a price checking channel or something like that, where you can just ask as a whole. In Flipping Central, we do have a price checking channel, so if you're, you know, ever wary about, you know, whether or not you're overpaying, whether or not you're getting a good price or a good deal, literally you can just go in there and ask somebody. I use it myself all the time. So yeah, let's go ahead, let's hop into building a PC. Actually, I had some unskippable side quests, so be back in a little bit.
You're cool at this time, bear witness to something truly awesome. Let's go.
The building process. Honestly, I keep things super simple, super straightforward. This is not gonna be like a guide per se of how to build a computer. Like, you know, you can just go watch like LTT or something like that if that's what you're looking for. But don't click off, by the way, that was a joke. But anyways, so today I do have a quick little build that I wanna do here. I'm trying to ideally do it within the hour, just because I have to go to work here in a little bit. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna run you through the parts real quick, and then we'll get to building. It's not gonna be anything crazy, super simple. Let's go ahead, start putting it together so we can go ahead, take some pictures, list it up for sale, and then actually get on with that. But I will kind of show you guys the build process super quickly. Give you like a little montage, a little build section, give you like a little sensual experience.
Just for you, get it groove. The vibe is fresh, hot to death, and it sounds so good. Hell, I'm impressed. Man, we ain't come here looking for a comp to outdo. Just want fans to know we can't do it without you, and shit without y'all. We give it our all when the soundscape cooler than the middle of fall. We jazz it up, that's what's up. We know you ain't had enough. Who bad is us? Sound so fabulous. Back it up, sound so fabulous. Let me wrap it up. Come on, the music will take your breath away. Come escape with us, let's get away. They say hello, we said yesterday. Don't be that bad, and the sound is jazz man. The music will take your breath away. Come escape with us, let's get away. They say hello, we said yesterday. Don't be that bad, and the
My people, this shot is low-key aura, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. Yo, low-key, bro. Hold up, bro. I might have to, you know what I mean? Like, so PC is done. I just got the new fans in. I wanted to use a different one, but the fans I was gonna use were way worse. They were like cheapo Molex ones, but let's go ahead, take a look. And there we go. Honestly, the final result I am extremely happy with. I think that looks good. Obviously, got the thermalite fans in there. 5060 Ti with that RGB. Got the RGB RAM heat spreaders, and then low cooler master Hyper 212. This build took me about an hour or so to finish, and it was extremely easy to build. There's no like crazy cable extensions or like a vertical mount or anything like that. Honestly, with these builds, I try to just literally just build them as quick as possible. Like for me, that's the biggest thing, just to, you know, save as much time as possible, because time is money, that's what they say. So I'm about to go ahead, take some pictures of this build, or I actually already took some on my camera, but I want to go ahead, take some on the phone as well, just to show you guys kind of the difference. I think the biggest thing for taking photos, at least me personally, making sure that you back up, use that 2x zoom if you can. If you have enough space, like even here, I don't have like a crazy amount of space I can show you guys. Like as far as what's gonna be capturing like the, you know, the sound panels and then this desk, like I could move this desk over a little bit more, but I'm just too lazy. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's basically like maybe 2 feet, if that. Guys, peep the 5060 stash, bro. Anyways, it's probably like 2 feet, maybe 2.5 feet of actual space. So usually I just go ahead, I'll lean back like this when I'm using the camera, and I'll zoom in, or I usually take pictures in 4:3. So generally it's gonna be fine. Obviously this video is 16:9. Even if you don't have that much space, you should still be able to get a pretty nice result. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna turn off one of these box lights, and then I'm going to, see, it actually hurt me, I ain't even gonna lie. So I'm just gonna use this box light, and I'm using my phone, and let's go ahead, let's get some pictures taken. All right, boom. So PC has all the pictures all ready to go. I added everything. Give it a little title and then give it a little description as well. Valorant, GTA 5, Fortnite, Call of Duty, GTA 1660. I'm gonna list it for $469 actually. So I think that's gonna be a fair price. Click the list button and boom, there we go. Alright y'all, so appreciate you all for watching. I don't have that much time. It is very late. It is 5:38 a.m. I do plan to upload this video today, so gotta finish it out, gotta record like a proper outro. First of all, appreciate you guys for watching. The game is simple, bro, honestly. Like it's really just repetition. You can really snowball from nothing, because me myself, when I initially started back up PC flipping, like last year I wasn't doing anything at all. I literally started with $200, and now I'm up to this point. In total, my revenue for this year is about $40,000 in total revenue, and my profit is typically staying around like 30-35%. So really solid numbers. Obviously, it's a grind. You're gonna take some losses along the way. You're gonna get some wins along the way. It's really just a grind and a repetition. So don't overcomplicate it. That's the thing that I see a lot of people doing, just overcomplicating the hell out of PC flipping. Like it's really not that complicated. It's just about, you know, getting good deals, being able to sell effectively. So selling part, obviously just making sure that you're negotiating well, listing on as many marketplaces as you can. If you can go online, great. If you can't, or you don't want to deal with it, you know, you don't want to deal with like the tax burden, whatever, I understand. Obviously locally, you have to really exhaust all your options and just not be afraid to put yourself in a ton of different places and just be flexible. Pretty much it. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you want to support us, be sure to go ahead, subscribe, like, leave a comment. Definitely join the Discord server. You're getting a lot more active in there. And me, myself, I'm always in there. I'm helping people out. If you guys have any questions and just chatting in general. So yeah, appreciate you guys for all watching. Let me know if you guys have any critiques, any criticism, anything like that. If you enjoyed the video, anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. Really trying to keep improving the videos. Appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you.